Let us begin with a question. When was the last time you stopped in the middle of an ordinary day, not because something extraordinary happened, not because you won, not because you gained, but simply because you realized, I already have enough? Most of us live in constant pursuit, chasing one thing and then another, running from what we fear and running toward what we desire. And yet, the Stoics remind us, life is not about the endless chase, it is about learning to see what is already here. The practice is called gratitude. Now, do not mistake gratitude for shallow optimism. The Stoics were not naive. They did not turn their eyes away from pain. Marcus Aurelius lost children in infancy. Seneca was forced to end his own life under the order of a jealous emperor. Epictetus was beaten so badly by his master that his leg was crippled forever. They knew grief. They knew loss. And yet, they wrote of gratitude. Not because they ignored suffering, but because they discovered a strength within it. Marcus Aurelius, writing alone in his tent after long days of war, told himself, do not imagine having what you lack. Instead, reflect on the best of what you already have, and think how much you would long for these if they were not yours. That is gratitude, to shift the eye from what is missing to what is present, from the hunger of desire to the fullness of being. Imagine for a moment that everything you take for granted was gone. Imagine if you awoke tomorrow and found that breath was denied, that water was scarce, that friends were absent, that family was gone. Imagine if the simple things, walking, seeing, speaking, were stripped away. Suddenly, those things that seemed ordinary would shine like treasure. This is the secret the Stoics practiced, to remember the value of what is already here, so that life itself becomes a gift. Seneca wrote, nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. And he did not mean gratitude only when fortune smiles. He meant gratitude especially when fortune is cruel. To give thanks not only for the feast, but even for the hunger that sharpens our appreciation of the feast. To give thanks not only for health, but even for illness, which reminds us of life's fragility. To give thanks not only for life, but even for death, for without death life would lose its urgency and meaning. This is where Stoic gratitude differs from ordinary gratitude. It is not about comfort. It is about truth. The truth that even suffering can be a teacher, even loss can be a lesson, even hardship can be a gift in disguise. Now, how do we practice this in daily life? The Stoics were not content with ideas, they demanded action. Epictetus told his students, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. And so, the practice of gratitude must be lived, not merely spoken. Begin in the morning. As soon as you wake, before your mind rushes toward tasks, pause. Notice the breath moving in and out of your lungs. Gratitude begins here. For how many never woke this morning? For how many is breath already gone? To be alive at all is a gift, one you did not earn, one given freely. Begin with thanks. Then look around you. Your bed, your room, your roof. Perhaps they are not grand. Perhaps they are modest, even poor. And yet, they are yours. Epictetus was born a slave, with nothing he could call his own, not even his body. And yet, he taught his students to give thanks even for the smallest freedom, a moment of thought, a chance to choose one's attitude. If a slave could find gratitude, how much more can you, with what you already hold? As the day moves forward, life will present challenges. Someone may insult you. Someone may delay you. Someone may betray you. The instinct is anger, bitterness, resentment. But gratitude shifts the mind. Instead of saying, why me, say, thank you for this test. Marcus reminded himself daily that he would meet the busybody, the ungrateful, the arrogant, the deceitful, the envious, the unsocial. Yet he thanked the universe for placing them in his path, for each one gave him the chance to practice patience, to practice forgiveness, to practice strength. Gratitude turns enemies into teachers. And when fortune gives you joy, a friend's smile, a warm meal, the laughter of a child, gratitude deepens the joy. For without gratitude, pleasure is shallow, and soon it turns into hunger for more. With gratitude, even small pleasures grow large. Seneca once said, a man is not made rich by what he owns, but by what he can do without. Gratitude teaches this lesson, you are already rich if you can enjoy what is in front of you, without needing more. The Stoics also practiced what we call negative visualization. Imagining the loss of what we love, not to sadden ourselves, but to awaken gratitude. Seneca advised, he robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. He would picture losing his home, his health, his friends, even his life. Then, when he returned to his ordinary day, he felt wealthy, for nothing had yet been taken. You can do the same. Look at your loved ones today as if this were the last day you would see them. How much more precious will their presence feel? And yet, gratitude is not always easy. When grief comes, when pain comes, when injustice comes, the heart rebels. How can I give thanks in this? But here lies the Stoic challenge: gratitude is not denial of pain, it is discovery of meaning. Epictetus, with his broken leg, said, "Do not seek for events to happen as you wish, but wish for events to happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly." He did not thank his master for cruelty. He thanked life for the chance to turn suffering into strength. Gratitude, then, is not about excusing evil. It is about transforming our response. It is the art of finding within each moment, no matter how bitter, a reason to stand firm, to grow, to endure. Now, consider how this practice shields you from one of life's greatest poisons, comparison. How often do we look at others and say, "If only I had what they have, then I would be happy." But gratitude cuts this route. Gratitude says, "I already have what I need. Their fortune is theirs. Mine is mine." Marcus Aurelius told himself, "Do not envy. A man cannot rob you of your reason, nor of your ability to act justly, nor of your temperance, nor of your courage." Gratitude fixes the eye on what cannot be taken, the virtues of the soul. Pause now and think. If today you could only keep what you gave thanks for yesterday, what would remain? Would your list be long, or would it be short? Would you have your family, your health, your peace? Or would you have overlooked them, chasing something distant while ignoring what was near? This question is the heart of the Stoic challenge. Gratitude must be practiced daily, or else life slips past unnoticed. The modern world makes gratitude harder. Everywhere, voices shout, more. 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 More money, more fame, more pleasure. And yet, the more you get, the more restless you feel, because without gratitude, nothing is ever enough. The Stoics saw this 2,000 years ago. They saw emperors with palaces who were still miserable, and beggars with rags who still smiled. Gratitude, not wealth, makes the soul rich. So let us practice today. Begin by naming one thing, right now, for which you are grateful. Say it aloud. Whisper it. Feel it. Then carry that awareness through the day. When hardship comes, say, "Thank you for the test." When joy comes, say, "Thank you for the gift." And when night falls, before sleep, look back and list 3 things that were good. No matter how small. Especially if they are small. Do this, and you will find, as the Stoics did, that life itself begins to shine. That the ordinary becomes extraordinary. That gratitude turns even struggle into strength. Part 2. Let us continue. Gratitude is not a one-time act. It is not something you do once and then forget. Gratitude is a discipline, like exercise for the soul. And like any discipline, it grows only with practice. The Stoics called philosophy a way of training, a constant rehearsal of the mind. Gratitude is one of those daily exercises, a practice that strengthens the spirit until thankfulness becomes second nature. But let us be honest. Gratitude sounds simple, yet it often feels unnatural. Why? Because the human mind is built to notice what is missing. Our ancestors survived by scanning for danger, for lack, for threats. This same instinct drives us to chase more, even when we already have plenty. And so, gratitude is not instinctual. It is chosen. It is a deliberate act of the will. Epictetus would remind his students, it is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about things. Gratitude is a shift of opinion, a choice to see abundance where the instinct sees lack. The question is, can we choose differently, even in hardship? The Stoics answer yes. Consider Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome. He commanded armies, ruled millions, lived surrounded by wealth. And yet, he faced constant wars, plagues, betrayals, and the crushing weight of responsibility. Did he complain? Did he despair? In his meditations he wrote, "Take full account of what excellencies you possess, and in gratitude remember how you would crave them if they were not in your possession." The emperor trained himself daily to be grateful, even when the world collapsed around him. If Marcus could practice gratitude in the midst of plague and war, can we not practice it in the midst of traffic, disappointment, or a broken plan? But let us go deeper. Gratitude is not only about seeing what is present, it is also about accepting what is absent. The Stoics often spoke of fate, that the universe unfolds as it must, beyond our control. To fight fate is to suffer twice. Once for the pain itself, and again for resisting it. Gratitude, in this sense, is the art of consenting to what is, rather than raging against it. Seneca wrote, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." Gratitude is not passive surrender, it is active embrace. It says, even here, even now, I will find something to be thankful for. This does not mean ignoring injustice or cruelty. The Stoics resisted tyranny, they spoke truth to power, they sought justice. But they also knew that in every struggle, even in resistance, gratitude could be found. Gratitude for the chance to act with courage. Gratitude for the chance to practice justice. Gratitude for the chance to remain virtuous, even when the world tempted them to corruption. Let us turn to Epictetus again. Born a slave, he knew what it meant to live without freedom. Yet even he said, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Imagine that, a man with almost nothing, no wealth, no status, no rights, yet he gave thanks for what little remained, his mind, his reason, his freedom to choose his attitude. If a slave could find gratitude, what excuse have we, surrounded as we are with so much? Now let us bring this into the present. Think of an ordinary annoyance, the long line at the market. Most grow irritated. The Stoic says, here is a chance to practice patience. Thank you. Think of a sudden storm that ruins your plans. Most complain. The Stoic says, here is a reminder that nature rules, not me. Thank you. Think of a friend who disappoints you. Most grow bitter. The Stoic says, here is a lesson in forgiveness. Thank you. Gratitude transforms irritation into instruction. It turns obstacles into opportunities. But there is a harder challenge. What about grief? What about death? Can gratitude exist even there? The Stoic said yes. Not gratitude for the loss, but gratitude for the gift before the loss. When Marcus Aurelius buried his children, he did not thank fate for their deaths. He thanked fate for their lives, however short. He wrote to himself, do not act as if you had 10,000 years to throw away. Death stands at your elbow. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Gratitude makes each moment with a loved one more precious, for we know it will not last. Death sharpens the value of life. Seneca wrote letters to his friends, reminding them to practice gratitude for every day. Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life, he said. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. This too is gratitude. To live as if each day were enough, as if each day were complete. And here is a paradox. Gratitude not only makes us happier, it makes us stronger. For the ungrateful person is weak, tossed about by envy, anger, and desire. But the grateful person is resilient, unshaken by fortune, rich in every circumstance. Epictetus put it simply, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Gratitude empties the heart of endless craving. And when craving is gone, strength remains. So how do we train? Let me offer a Stoic exercise for you to try. 3 times a day, pause and give thanks. In the morning, give thanks for breath, for life, for the chance to act well today. At midday, give thanks for whatever has come, whether easy or hard, for both are teachers. At night, give thanks for what remains, and for the fact that you have lived one more day. Do this daily, and gratitude becomes a habit. Add to this the practice of negative visualization. Picture losing what you love, not to sadden yourself, but to awaken appreciation. Look at your family as if this were the last day you had them. Hold your possessions as if they could vanish tomorrow. Walk your street as if you might never walk it again. Then, when you open your eyes to the present, you will see more clearly, every breath, every step, every laugh is already a miracle. Do not wait for grand fortunes. Gratitude is found in small things. The Stoics remind us, it is not the banquet that brings joy, but the taste of simple bread when you are hungry. It is not the palace that brings peace, but the roof that shields you from rain. It is not the crowd that brings comfort, but the one friend who listens. Gratitude multiplies small blessings until they feel infinite. And so the Daily Stoic challenge is this: practice gratitude today, in all things. Practice when you wake. Practice when you eat. Practice when you suffer. Practice when you rejoice. Turn every moment into a chance to say, thank you. For when gratitude fills the heart, bitterness finds no place. When gratitude is strong, no loss can destroy you. Remember, you do not control the world. You cannot command fortune. But you can command your mind. And in your mind lies the power to choose gratitude. That is the freedom no tyrant can steal, no storm can shake, no death can end. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of the world, ended his reflections not with complaints, but with thanks. Epictetus, born in chains, found gratitude and freedom of the soul. Seneca, condemned to die, still wrote letters filled with thanks for the life he had lived. These were not men of fantasy. They were men who suffered deeply. And yet, they practiced gratitude as armor, as light, as strength. So ask yourself now, what if today were enough? What if, instead of rushing toward tomorrow, you stopped and gave thanks for now? What if gratitude became your constant companion? How much richer would your life feel, even without gaining a single thing more? That is your challenge. Do not put it off. Do not wait for better times. Begin now. Begin with breath. Begin with what is already in your hand. And say, thank you. Like and subscribe for more.